Hey athletes, I'm Adam.
And I'm Lindsay, and this is Burpee
Burpee
Nation.
Nation. Oh. Should we do it again?
No, good enough.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Burpee Nation, your go-to podcast for OCR, running, and even a little bit of CrossFit. Like the intro said, I'm Adam. This is Lindsay.
Hey.
And today we kind of brainstormed a little bit about something that hopefully everybody can get a little bit of information from. And we landed on home gyms because that's kind of becoming a hot thing, especially with the pandemic the last year and gyms closing. A lot of people made home gyms anyway. Some people stuck to them. Some people are probably going back to a regular gym. But if you are someone like us who has a home gym, we're going to kind of give you some tips, some things we ran into, a few things that other people ran into, and we're going to kind of talk about the best way or what we think is a good way to put together a home gym, whether you're tight on space or if you have a pole barn, basically.
Yeah, I feel like we're like the perfect people to talk about this because of our last living situation. We lived in a twin. It was like 10 minutes away, but it had a super small, like fenced in backyard and a really small basement. Every like room was filled. So we didn't have like a additional spare room to do a gym. Our basement was like a little over 6 feet tall. So you couldn't even do any like push press or like a, kettlebell strict press. Anything that we had to do that was lifting our hands over our head, we had to take equipment outside and like make stations.
Even running on the treadmill was a little dicey.
Yeah.
Remember so it was like they were the like 2x4, vertical planks, and we kind of had to position it so that your head would be in between those.
Like incline days.
Right. They were rough.
You were fighting for your life.
They were rough, yeah.
Also, do you remember in the back corner we had those raised like gardens? And we had to do like Bulgarian split squats,
do dumbbell step-ups on them, yeah. Yep. You kind of make do. I mean, and depending on the size you have, if you're dealing with limited space, you obviously have to make do with what you got and not waste any space.
Yeah.
But also get creative. Go outside if you can. I know a couple times I went up to the living room and like I would bring a kettlebell upstairs and do like a circuit up there with it, using the steps.
Yeah. We had like stations. The one day you were using the basement steps.
Yep.
And then I was using the upstairs steps.
Yep.
Our whole house was shaking.
Yeah, right. Find pieces of equipment that don't take up a lot of room. I think like an assault bike is a really good piece of equipment, no matter what size gym you have. I mean, if you haven't ridden an assault bike, I know there's like a meme out there or something or whatever it is. It's like people who say time flies have never done a plank or something like that, because when you're doing a plank, time just crawls. Well, it's the same thing when you're on an assault bike. I feel like when you do 5 minutes on an assault bike, you feel like you ran for 15, 20 minutes.
Yep.
It's insane.
I agree with that, especially as a runner.
Yeah. So now fast forward to, 6 months ago or whatever.
Yeah.
We moved into a place with a pole barn, like legitimate. I mean, you could fit probably 4 cars in it.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure we bought this house because it has a pole barn. And this was like our dream to make this huge home gym so that we don't need a gym membership.
And what's funny too is I remember when we bought it, we were like, we're going to have so much space. We're not even going to like know what to do with it and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And like now we're like,
how are we running out of space?
We're like, where do we put this?
Right. Ridiculous.
Yeah, we'll talk more about what's in our current gym. But I think, so when we had that limited space, I mean, we stuck to like, we each had a kettlebell.
Yep.
One each.
Yep.
I had those power blocks. Those go from like 5 to 50 pounds.
Yeah.
If you can find those, they're a great space saver. I mean, you get everything from, they're a little bulky, but you get everything from 5 to 50.
Yeah. We had one medicine ball.
Yeah.
Which again, like super easy to store.
Yeah, we did have a treadmill, like an older one that we got for free.
Yeah. Our resistant bands, just
then,
like a few things.
Yeah, and then I think I found that bench.
Yeah.
And then we got some, like a standard bar.
Yeah.
Which if you don't know, standard bar is like a 1-inch. usually has those like spirally collars or whatever you gotta spin on for
school.
Right. I think you gotta spin on for like 20 minutes before you actually can tighten it.
Yeah.
But, so we had that, and those benches are, I mean, you can find those pretty cheap online, I feel like. Just any bench is a good idea, I think, too. That's another kind of like, I think that's like a staple in my mind. We do know a couple people, too, who also are currently dealing with similar situations, maybe not quite exactly the same with a 6-foot ceiling and everything, but I reached out to a couple people. One example, Ben, he's down in Georgia. If you want to follow him, his handle is at bscofield88, BSCOFIELD88. He actually has his in a spare bedroom with wooden floors, and like wooden floors and weights are not great. Yeah. So I think he has some mats down.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but he said stick to the essentials. I mean, kind of what we're saying. Like he has a chin-up bar, sandbag, like a box to do some jumps.
Okay.
A 50-pound dumbbell, a 25-pound dumbbell, and a kettlebell. And I think he has an assault bike too.
Okay.
And I know I've seen him do some stuff in his backyard. So again, like make use with what you got.
Yeah, that's nice that he has that spare room again, and not the basement situation with low ceiling, because you can do like those box jumps.
And I was saying about the power blocks, which is 5 to 50 pounds or whatever it is. But those things, I mean, if you buy them, they're a couple $100, I think. Which, when you think about how much weight you get with it, that's a good deal. But not everybody can do that. If you have to, though, or if you're limited with how much you can buy, I like what he did here. Get like a couple dumbbells, one with like a middle weight, one with like a higher weight, and kind of do like some heavier fatigue type stuff with the higher weight. And then with the middle weight, do some things that, you wouldn't be able to do with the higher weight. Maybe some curls, some overhead extensions, some shoulder stuff,
right.
And work your way up.
Right. Yeah, I reached out to somebody too who I knew kind of had a smaller space. It looked like her setup was in a spare bedroom too. Stacy from Philly. She's a certified run coach and a fellow clean athlete along with Adam. Clean is Klean. So she has a smaller space, so she couldn't go crazy with equipment. She purchased a few key items. She listed them out: treadmill, bike, multi-purpose pull-up bar and dip bar. A bench, like you said, is a staple. And a bunch of dumbbells. And she got super creative with her workouts. She said just to start small, same thing, like just get the essentials. Buy the tools that work best for your goals. So since she's a runner, she focuses on cardio and a little bit of strength. But if you want to follow Stacy for some home gym workouts, I know she posts a bunch, or just running inspiration, her handle is S__GROSS.
Yeah, and that's part of it too. If you're doing OCR, you don't need Olympic plates and, a bench, I said, would be a good investment, but you don't need like super heavy weight.
Right.
A big barbell, whatever. If you're running, you don't need. I mean, it's good. It's good, I think, for everybody to do a little bit of strength training. But if you're a runner, like Stacy is, you don't need crazy weights and stuff like that.
Yeah, you can do a lot with a little. And she posts almost every week. She posts like a great workout, whether it's abs or arms, whatever she's focusing on. And yeah, she always uses like her dumbbells and her plates for some ab stuff, I see. So yeah, she has some good stuff. Yeah, now if you're doing CrossFit, obviously you probably want to find some bumper plates and maybe a platform or something, which we'll kind of talk about a platform a little bit later, ways to kind of do that for not a whole lot of money. But, with OCR, and we'll kind of do an episode on this specifically, right? We're going to do an OCR. For sure. Specific, like stuff you can buy, not just for your home, but even to bring with you to a park or whatever. Right. Equipment and training. Yeah. Right. But tailor what you're getting to what you're doing. Like you said, she's a runner, so she doesn't need super heavy weights and stuff like that. And, we just happened to be lucky enough to have the space, but when we didn't, same thing. Kettlebells,
try and work on that high intensity stuff. Try and
Yeah.
work on like fatiguing your arms, especially for OCR. Fatigue your arms, fatigue your legs, and keep going. Like don't do those like, oh, I'm gonna do 3 sets of 10 with 90 seconds rest in between. That's not gonna help you in OCR.
Yeah.
You know?
And just like, again, just because you're talking about OCR, I mean, for me, that's one thing that I'm really, really working on is just fatigue. Like I know I struggled in the beginning. Like I can do a rope climb any day. I can do them 10 times in a row, no problem. But when you're out on the course,
and it's like the last obstacle.
right, and you're so tired, you've been
Wasn't
out
that
there.
Greek Peak a couple years ago?
Yeah.
It was like
well,
towards the end.
Well, Greek Peak was easy because, not easy, but it was cold. We were kind of like skipping in the snow the whole time. So, you know, you can get right up. But yeah, the next Spartan I did, I forget where we were, but.
Was it Tri-State maybe?
Oh my gosh, my arms were
I
just
forget. Yeah,
so
there was
tired.
one where it was really late in the race.
So tired. Like
Yeah.
I had to wait around a little bit and was like
Right.
stretching out my forearms. Oh my gosh.
It's not
Yeah.
like you get to climb a rope,
Right.
wait 10 seconds, go do another thing.
Yeah.
Like
you are exhausted.
Right. Right. And most of the time you're out there for 1, 2, 3, 4, depending on the race, like 5 hours.
Yeah.
Like work on that endurance,
Yeah.
you know, and getting your muscles used to that kind of stuff. Now some people do have space, and even still, you know, even if you have the space, you don't necessarily, doesn't mean you have the money to spend.
Right.
I mean, gym stuff is expensive.
Side note, that's where we are.
Shit ain't
We have a 4-car pole barn, but
Right.
no money.
4-car pole barn on a 2-car price
Right.
budget, basically.
Right.
But I also heard from Seth. He's out in Oregon. His handle is at PNW_OCR. He kind of echoed again, even what Ben and Stacy and what we said with the low space. Keep it simple and effective. You know, you don't need all the like trendy little pieces. You know, I know there's always like new equipment coming out and stuff. But he said, you know, functional dumbbells, rack and plates. He has a pull-up bar. That's something, again, another staple, I think, in a lot of people's gyms is going to be a pull-up bar. He has one bench. It goes from 180 to 90 degrees, which is a good range to have.
Yeah.
And then bands for mobility and more focused work, which we have too. We have a couple different kinds of resistance bands. Always good to like remember those kind of things. And those are pretty cheap. I think what, $20?
Yeah, you
for
can
like
get them on like Amazon, wherever.
Right.
Walmart.
Right. And he kind of you know, does what we were just talking about. He said he gets equipment prepping for more specific races. So an example he gave were Spartan Stadium races. He has a RAM, he has an air bike, so that gets him ready for those races. Because every stadium you do, what do you see? A RAM and an air bike.
Yep.
And you can do hand release push-ups, get a 30-pound med ball.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Find a place with some steps and go to work.
Right. Prepping for that. So when you're out there, it's easier. Second nature.
Cake.
I love cake.
Right. Not that kind of cake.
Oh.
They should have cake at the end of races.
They really
cake
should.
and beer.
Cake and beer.
I don't know if that would taste
Who do we
good.
talk to?
I don't know. I'm sure I could reach out to somebody.
Reach out.
Send an email or two.
Reach out.
So yeah, I mean, that's another some great tips.
Yeah.
For sure. Do you want to talk about our setup? Some of the things we have? Okay. Because we don't want to take too long going over everything, but let's go over some of our.
Yeah, and a lot of the stuff like we had, again, like they're smaller stuff, but just from moving here, again, like our goal was to have a home gym, so we kind of did put money aside to gather some stuff. So we'll chat about what we have, and then there's a lot of cost-effective stuff that we've done to add like big and small, you know, parts, pieces, equipment to our gym.
Yep, and we you know, in moving. And might not be a bad idea if you're trying to do some spring cleaning or summer cleaning, whatever season it is. Go through your house, find stuff you don't want, and sell it.
Yes.
Facebook Market is like, I mean, that's where we got our base, I would say, when we moved for here. Find deals, because they're out there. I mean, you might have to check every day.
Right.
But like you'll find deals, and you got to be quick. You definitely have to be quick. I remember,
especially with workout equipment.
Yeah, I mean, do you want me to talk about the assault bike, or should we go down the list first and then I'll talk about how we got that?
Yeah, assault bike.
Okay. So we were looking, and somebody was selling an assault bike, a 60-pound adjustable weight vest, which was like those little metal like bars that weighed like 2.5 pounds each, and there were like however many of them.
Mm-hmm.
A 100-pound slam ball, and
50-pound kettlebell.
3 50-pound kettlebells.
And the 20-pound steel mace.
Yes, which I think he just gave it to us. I don't think that was in the listing, but
right.
Not important. What do we buy that for?
300.
350?
Yeah.
Or 300, something like that. I reached out. She already had a couple people lined up or something, but they wanted to just buy parts of it. I said, I will buy all of it for 350.
Yeah.
So think about that. An assault bike, a weighted vest, a 100-pound slam ball, 3 medicine balls. I did like some quick searching and like all that stuff.
And the kettlebells.
And did I say medicine balls? I meant kettlebells. 3 kettlebells.
Well, we had a medicine ball too.
1 medicine ball, slam ball, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever it's called. Realized like that stuff added up to at least like $500.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's just buy it. And what did I tell you? I was like,
yeah.
What did I say? I forget. I was like, I guarantee you I can sell 2 of these kettlebells for $100 each.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. So we sold off what we didn't need, found a great deal, kept what we wanted, sold off what we didn't need. I think we sold off 2 of the kettlebells. Eventually, I think we sold off the slam ball and the weight vest. Yeah. Because we ended up realizing we don't need that stuff.
Well, the slam ball was like 100 pounds. What are we going to do with that?
Right. I'm weak.
Oh, I'm not.
Right. And I think we actually so we sold the 2 kettlebells, I think for like $100 a piece. So that's 200. So everything else we had for 150. I think we sold the medicine ball when we did for like 100, and then the weight vest for like 100.
Yeah.
So I mean, just selling that stuff off, we got all of our money back and then some, and kept the assault bike.
Yeah.
So, I mean, find deals. They're out there.
Yeah.
You just gotta look. And don't be afraid to like take in more than what you need and sell out, unless you're like really tight for cash, let it sit for like a week or 2. Someone will probably buy it.
And we like really focused on this for a few months before our move. We were like selling stuff left and right on Facebook Marketplace, putting cash aside, and then buying equipment, like used equipment. It was awesome. It's worth it. Do it.
Totally. But Facebook Market is your friend.
You're my friend.
Oh, thank you. Mm-hmm. That's nice. But also Facebook Market? Who's your best friend?
Facebook.
Okay. Fair enough. So what else do we have out there?
So we have the tire, which is also a funny story.
That was another Facebook find, I think?
Yeah. So, we've been looking for a tire because, side note, when you do a Beast and a Super for Spartan.
I think so.
Yeah, you have to have a tire flip. The women's is around like 200 pounds, and the men's is what?
I think it's like 400.
Yeah. Yeah. So we were looking for a tire flip.
It's heavy as shit.
But it's an awesome workout.
Our tire's probably equal to like the women's weight?
I think so, yeah. Okay. It feels about that. But yeah, so this guy on Facebook Marketplace just had this random tractor tire in his yard. And we've been wanting to pick it up for a while. We've been in touch with him, and he ended up reaching out and saying like, I really need to get this out. Can I just bring this to you? We literally paid him $5, and he delivered it to our garage for us.
Yeah, let me
like, what?
Clear this up. The tire was free.
Yes.
We just paid for delivery.
Right.
And he just rolled up in his truck.
Right.
Took it out of his truck, and we rolled it out back. Yeah. And that was that.
Because we were looking.
$5 for a tire.
And it just leans up against our garage, like super space saver.
Yeah, we can even keep it outside. It's a tractor tire.
Right.
I mean, those things are meant to be outside.
Yeah, we have the room, but I mean, it's such a good workout.
Right.
Or like warm up and cool down.
Yeah.
We use it for everything.
Yeah, or like, again, like that fatigue. Like, do deadlifts and then go do some tire flips.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
You right.
Work your grip and then try and flip the tire.
Yeah.
Because I hear that's like, I think at the most recent race, that's what a lot of people had issues with was, it wasn't the weight of the tire, it was trying to get under it and grip it.
Yeah, so when you ran the Palmerton Super, I kind of like hung out by the tire flips for a while. The women were pretty okay, like flipping that, but the men have a lot of issues, like a lot. And you were running what age
Like
group?
what? Yeah, I think so.
It was competitive. I
Yeah.
know that. It
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
like wasn't an open.
Yeah, no, it was definitely one of the competitive. I think it was age group.
Yeah.
I forget.
Yeah. And it's the same thing with, I know when we did like the West Virginia Beast, you see a lot of guys kind of struggle with that. I mean, it's heavy.
I think, and this has probably come up before, maybe probably other podcasts or whatever, but I think the weight differential, like percentage wise and stuff, like the men's is just heavy.
Yeah.
Like the women's is where it should be.
Yeah.
And the men's is just heavier than it probably
Yeah.
should be. And I don't think Spartan has any. I don't know. They let you carry a bucket on a shoulder now, so maybe they'll come around. I don't know. We did get a little lucky with some stuff. My brother-in-law Anthony brought up some kettlebells and some weight plates for us, and I think our bench even and our initial squat rack. But
well, he had some of that, but the kettlebells, there was a gym closing. I don't know if it was near him or if he drove, but they had an auction online, so he was gathering stuff from that. And I know that there are other gyms closing. I've heard about like some coworkers and stuff doing this, but again, you just have to do the work and look for them.
Research.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, big thing is research, whether it's Facebook or, like you said, this auction thing. I know there's several auction sites, and you just have to look for like workout equipment.
Yeah.
You know, and he did have to drive to pick it up. I think he had to drive to like Maryland from Pennsylvania.
But that was the best day. He showed up in his truck with a bunch of kettlebells and weights.
And then we got tacos.
It was like Christmas. Right.
That was the better part of the day.
Right.
Really was the tacos.
You're right. But yeah, so we have kettlebells from like 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. And we have like multiple sets of each. It's awesome. So we can have, you know, multiple people in there using kettlebells, doing a workout together. And it's pretty sick.
Yeah. And, you know, again, this is kind of like a sneak peek at our OCR thing, but the buckets.
Yeah.
We had, you know, what, $5 at Home Depot.
Yeah.
The lid is another, like, I think the lid comes with it.
Whoa, our buckets are from Lowe's.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine, but get it right.
Sorry, Lowe's. It depends. Do you like blue or orange?
Today I like blue.
Okay.
We decorated it, put some Spartan stickers on it. Filled it with rocks, and we just weighed it with like a, you know, normal home scale to reflect the Spartan bucket weights for women and men.
Just make sure the lid's on tight before you put it in your car.
Right.
And go over some bumps, and then it falls and spills out in the back of your car.
He acts like he's upset, but that happened in my car, so.
Right. No, I'm just saying now your bucket weighs less than mine.
Right. And not that we've done this, but hypothetically, if you go and try to take gravel from like a public property, you may get in trouble.
Right. Just make sure you put it back when you're done.
Hypothetically.
Put, quote unquote, put it back when you're done.
We will.
We're just not done with it. You didn't hear that here.
Nope. But some things that we did
No proof.
purchase new, which we can do a lot with.
The buckets were new.
Yeah. But I mean, like resistance bands, the cable pulleys that you have.
Can I just say, though, before we move on to these things about the buckets, it's a good thing we got the lids. Because think about it, when we bought those 2 years ago, Spartan did not let you carry it on your shoulder.
That's right.
So there was no use for a lid.
Right.
There was no point to have a lid.
Right.
Thank God we got the lids.
Yeah, you're right.
Now we can practice the raceway. So anyway,
And
go ahead.
like, before I started running like OCR races, didn't you have to like fill up the bucket with the gravel?
Yeah. Yeah, they weren't pre-filled.
What was that?
Yeah, you had to do all the work. What if you were like a slow bucket filler? Like you're just you know, you have small hands. So like it's hard for you to get gravel in there as quick as it would be for somebody with big hands.
I'd be a goner.
Yeah. So now it's a fair playing field, I guess. I don't know. So go ahead with, what'd you say, the pulleys or something?
Yeah, like the cable pulleys.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
those are like
resistant bands. Like we bought those new.
Yeah, the cable pulley, I mean, that was a gift for birthday, but they're what, 50, 40, 60, somewhere in that range on like Amazon. And it basically turns your you have to add weight to it, but it turns it into like a rope pull down or a lat pull down or whatever. And those are, like I said, $50. I mean,
Right.
I feel like you can't beat that. Like that, just, if you only have so much money to work with, like get the most that you can for it.
Yeah.
But the pull-up bar we have that I just added recently.
Yeah.
We got those things are normally, it's one of those metal ones that you mount to the wall. There's probably 150, $200 new. I got one for like $50.
Yeah.
And it works great.
So we do have a power rack. I bought it for him for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, feel free to splurge on yourself or your loved ones every once in a while.
But it has an interesting
the pull-up bar sitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's a neutral.
There's no
neutral
real
handles, and then there's like really wide pull-up handles.
Angled ones like you would be doing for like a lat pull down. There's no real like middle straight piece.
Yeah.
So it's very hard to do like dead hangs or leg raises or toes to bar or whatever you're.
But when I bought this for you, I was like, I just know that he needs to do pull-ups, and then I actually, one goal for myself was to be able to do multiple pull-ups. Something that I struggled with, but I'm actually getting coached right now. Gina, who hopefully we'll have on to chat with her. But I started doing like pull-ups and chin-ups and was struggling so much as a female because these grips are so wide. So again, Facebook Market, 10 minutes away. How much was that?
What?
The used pull-up bar?
$50.
Yeah.
I said it already.
Sorry.
Are you listening?
No.
Well, hopefully whoever is listening is still listening. Hopefully they heard it.
$50. It was great. Installed it in 16 hours.
It took a little longer because I had to put up some supports for it to make sure that we didn't have... when we have Anthony on, we'll have to talk about the pegboard incident.
He can't use that.
Yeah.
He's not allowed to use this.
So...
TBD on that.
We will... I didn't want to have something where it fell, so I had to make sure it was very secure.
Right.
And it is.
It is. We use it and it's great.
Yes.
And up and out of the way.
One of the, we talked about the power blocks, right? So I feel like one of the surprise pieces of equipment, I would say, something we weren't looking to buy, but I was on Facebook Marketplace, it popped up, and I was like, ooh, this would be nice.
Yeah?
Is our powerlifting platform.
Yeah. Okay, we love that.
We love it. We got that. I think we got that and like a landmine press that you kind of slip into the 2-inch holes and like a weight plate.
Well, this was great because, again, like I don't even know what you were looking for, but it just popped up. This guy, he actually worked at a gym, but
see, Facebook's dangerous because it after you look for stuff for so long, it's like, oh, here's some recommendations for you. So it's not even stuff you searched for.
Yes.
It's just like you might like this, and
we liked it.
And we liked it, so we got it.
Yeah, but he worked at a gym. He made it himself. So they're like 2 4x8. What do you call it?
Plywood.
And
then the horse stall mats.
And then the horse mats that are like screwed into it. But in the center of the horse stall mats is another piece of plywood. He did like polyurethane, so it's like a gym floor.
It's like finished and everything, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, and if you want like pictures of this, email us. We'll send pics. It's pretty sweet and it works great.
It's probably on our Instagrams too, somewhere in there. I don't know if we have like a direct picture of it, but you can see us lifting on it for sure.
But we can take some. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And again, like DIY, cheap, easy way. But yeah, we found that he was moving and we snatched that right up.
Yeah, I mean, those things are a few $100.
Yeah.
Brand new. So, and again, like...
And how many people, sorry to cut you off, but how many people say that they use the horse stall mats?
I didn't know what I was going to say anyway, so I'm glad you did.
Oh.
Yes, so...
like, he introduced that to us, but after that...
Right, so we already are like, all right, let's go get more of these horse stall mats, because they're fantastic.
And now we're hearing that more people do this with their home gyms.
Yeah, so Noah down in Virginia, his Instagram is at upyourfitness757. He said the same thing. He's like, if you're going to get a gym, invest in some good flooring, especially if you're going to do any kind of like weight dropping or heavy load kind of stuff. And he said, he mentioned 4x3 horse stall mats at Tractor Supply. I think they also sell 4x8, was it?
Yeah.
That he said?
Yep.
The guy who made the powerlifting platform
Yep.
said he got. Yeah. So, I mean, and he kind of also, Noah echoed a bunch of the same stuff that we said. He said search Craigslist. We said Facebook Marketplace. Same thing. He actually said it, if you give some offers for some lightly used equipment, the good brand stuff, that's going to like last you forever. He did mention like because of COVID, prices have been a little higher, but like we said with the assault bike and stuff, you can still find good deals. Prices are starting to come back down a little bit.
Yeah.
I think, as more and more stuff opens, especially the gyms are back open. I think like once this thing's kind of like kicked with, who knows when that'll be, probably 2052 or something. But whenever that is, I think there's going to be a lot of people who like got home gym stuff because they had the money to or whatever, and then are realizing like, I'm not using this stuff. And there's going to be like a surplus. And I think you're going to be able to find some really good deals, down the road. So just be patient.
We'll always be looking.
Be patient. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, that's basically kind of our gym.
Yeah. And then we got that like little timer.
Because especially with doing some CrossFit stuff.
Yeah.
Anyone who does CrossFit, a timer is important.
Yep. Counting
up, counting down.
Or even like doing, like 35-second dead hang or an EMOM. Like it's just nice to have.
Or even if you are trying to bulk and do some strength training, like it's good to be like, all right, I need a minute rest before I do my next set, whatever.
Yeah.
And those gym clocks and timers are like $70 at the cheapest.
Yeah.
They're not cheap. So
but I bring that. I mean, we have that on our garage, which like it obviously is magnetic, but because we have it above our chalkboard. Oh, which we should tell them about too.
Yes.
But I carry that with me to the power rack when I do dead hangs, and then when I go, I can bring that over and I put it on the pull-up bar too.
Which you can't do with like a big one.
Sticks to everything.
Yeah, well, it's magnetic.
Sweet.
Well, it sticks to metal, not everything.
Everything. Marshmallows.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, I mean, that was $10.
Yep.
$10. It takes AAA batteries, so you might have to replace the batteries every once in a while, but it's a kitchen timer, but it's also a gym timer. And it works great. But the chalkboard, yes, the chalkboard. You want to tell us how you made that?
Yeah, well, we had a friend who had leftover, what was it?
Drywall. Yeah.
Which you can do with like, plywood, whatever. Leftover anything. But we took drywall and...
Again, probably not anything.
Relax.
Like you probably couldn't use leftover grass.
Spaghetti.
Right.
All right, so...
Like leftovers. Probably don't use leftovers.
Okay.
Well, we're going to get an email and somebody's going to be like, look, you said I could put this on anything. I put it on my chicken from last night and it's not working. Also, now my fridge smells.
I hate you.
Anyway.
All right. Not anything.
Many things.
Hard, big surfaces. Don't look at me like that.
This is getting out of control.
So we had...
We're 33 minutes in. We're getting loopy here.
All right. I don't even know what I was saying.
Chalkboard.
Chalkboard.
Spaghetti.
Nope.
Pasta?
Not plywood. Drywall.
Yeah.
Big piece of drywall. 4x8 piece of drywall. We painted that with chalkboard paint, which is like $5-10. Put some cute little trim. You can stain it if you want. And we nailed it to our supports in our garage. So we have a huge chalkboard. Again, cheap, easy, quick, efficient, and it's great.
And your aunt bought us sidewalk chalk. A whole big thing of sidewalk chalk.
Right.
So now we're set.
Right. So he has his workouts. I have my workouts. We have our like PBs, personal bests, deadlifts, push press, stuff like that on there. But again, a quick, easy DIY thing for your gym.
Yeah. And real quick, we are going to be adding some stuff too on the outside.
What are we adding?
Right. We're going to try and put a rig in the future.
Yeah.
I guess lumber's pretty expensive right now.
Right.
So I hear, but our plan is to add we have a little space outside that we're going to try and add a rig to. So we're kind of excited for that.
Yep.
Maybe this summer or something. We'll keep you updated on the progress of that. But yeah, I have to do some more research, and with that is what I mean is do research. Find things online that people have built themselves. Like there's always ways to do it. If you can't buy a pull-up bar, figure out a way to make your own.
Yeah, but speaking of which, like if you guys have any more like recommendations or thoughts or ideas, or if you guys made your own rig, like email us, reach out to us, let us know.
Yeah. Or if you have questions on like how we might have made some other stuff,
right.
Or, I remember there's all kinds of stuff you can make. Like there's different like where I'm gonna make that like kiss my walls kind of thing. /Z wall, kiss my walls practice for those of you familiar with the Savage or Spartan race obstacle, which are just basically I'm going to be putting pieces of 2x4 for us to traverse across. But, get creative. I guess that's the bottom line. Get creative.
Yeah.
Stick to the essentials. Start small. Have fun.
Have fun.
Have fun.
That's the best part.
I think so.
Yeah.
Anything else? Did we get everything?
I think that's it.
Okay. Well, yeah, if you have any questions for us, any questions on anything we mentioned or workouts or, something you saw on our pages, whatever, just message us. Again, my handle on Instagram is AdamG_OCR. Lindsay's is StayWild_Lindsay. Our email is burpeenationpodcast@gmail.com. Again, we're planning on bringing, I think our next episode or two, we'll have a couple guests on to talk about some races.
Yes.
We'll have gear reviews. We're going to be launching our YouTube channel soon. All kinds of stuff. CrossFit. We'll be talking some CrossFit. Lindsay mentioned Gina. She does CrossFit a lot.
Yep.
A lot.
A lot.
So we'll talk to her. I think did I miss anything?
I think that's it.
Okay. I'm going to ask you this every episode.
I know.
If I missed anything.
No.
And I need you to be there to tell me when I do.
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm right here.
Okay. Well, I guess with that, we will we'll head out of here and we'll see you on the next episode.
Yep. Peace out, guys.